Behavioral narration is what helps all of us in my classroom have a great day. It allows me to focus on the positive behaviors versus the negative behaviors. And as I move forward in my teaching career, it's the core of my behavior management plan.
So the advantage of using narration in my classroom is that it helps my students hear the directions again. It gives them an opportunity to hear who's doing what correctly. It's encouraging them to be that person that's doing things correctly. That way they are getting the positive shout out. And it's not about being negative in my classroom. It's so that everybody is getting a chance to be seen in a positive light.
Now, let's look at what I found effective teachers do. They utilize a strategy I call behavioral narration. I want to be clear about something. In 30 years of working with teachers, I can unequivocally state behavioral narration is the single most effective management strategy I have ever seen. And I want to show you why. What you do when you utilize behavioral narration is basically this. You give your directions, you monitor the class, you look for students who are following your directions, and you simply narrate their behavior.
Right now, when I say go, we're going to work in our partners. So that means you're going to turn your body to your partner. You're going to use 12-inch voices. And today we're only going to work on the first 3 problems of the assignment in class. So ready? Go. All right, Maya and Ben are getting started on those first 3 problems. Otis and Aaliyah are using 12-inch voices. Jamal and Malik are leaning in towards their partners. Good.
Now, why is behavioral narration so powerful? Why is it such an important strategy for you as a classroom teacher to master? 1, it enables you to repeat your directions in a positive manner.
All right, class, at this point, what I need you to do is to take out your books. We're going to work on GS75 through GS80. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to work quietly. This is independent work, so we're working quietly. There's no talking when we get our books out. Does everybody understand? Yes. Yes, very good. When I say go, I need you to get your books out, and you're going to open up to what problem? Yes. GS75. Very good. Go. Mirabelle got her book out immediately without any distractions, without talking. Beatrice is opening up her book very quickly, very good. Maria got her pencil, her paper, and started working.
It totally changes the tone of the classroom from focusing on negative to focusing on positive. Next, behavioral narration enables you to recognize student behavior, but without the drawback of praise. Praise is judgmental. I like the way Patrick is working. Jose, great job getting to work. Roberto, oh, it's so special what you're doing. The problem with praise is not only it's judgmental and you're motivating the students to do it to please you, but after a while the kids get sick of it. With behavioral narration, all you're doing is simply describing the behavior in observable terms.
I need to know that you can do the rest of this by yourself. So we're going to try another one, but you're going to try it by yourself as I walk around. Alexis is ready. He's got his pencil in his hand, and he's looking at question number 2. Andrea is ready with her pencil, and she has her finger on question number 2. Let me look for everyone has their finger or their pencil pointing to number 2.
And last, and this is another tremendous benefit, Through the use of behavioral narration, you can demonstrate to the students you are on top of their behavior. What we know from the research is we as teachers have to demonstrate to students we are with it. By with it, I mean we're on top of their behavior. We have the proverbial eyes in the back of our head. Kids need to know we're constantly monitoring their behavior. Well, what we tend to do is demonstrate our with itness in, again, a negative manner. With behavioral narration, what we do is we demonstrate we're with it. We're on top of their behavior by monitoring their behavior and recognizing, again, the students who are doing what we want.
So what number are you guys going to use? Two of what?
Two of each.
Two of
Blue
each.
and two pink.
Okay, explain how it works, how the game would work, and how you know it's going to be the same possibility for both. Okay, group 1 is on task. Group 3 is working quietly. Group 4 is seated and on task.
Brian is reading quietly. Leo is reading independently. And he's not talking to his neighbor.
So, it enables us to demonstrate we're with it, on top of students' behavior in a positive manner. We're able to take charge of the classroom in a positive, not negative way. Now, let's look at the guidelines for how do we utilize behavioral narration. First, you give your directions to the students. Next, you need to follow what I call the 2-second rule. Within 2 seconds of giving your directions, you want to monitor and narrate the behavior of students who are doing what you want. Why 2 seconds? Research indicates you must immediately recognize and reinforce the behavior to increase the impact of your words. Next, you want to focus on 2 or 3 students who are following your directions and narrate their behavior. Now, what I've learned from master teachers is that of the 3 students, it's frequently one of their non-compliant or difficult students, because they want to give those kids the maximum amount of positive attention to teach them to be successful in the classroom. Now, if you're working with older students who may not want to be singled out by name for attention, you may find it useful to narrate groups of students who are following your directions. And last, you always narrate before you ever correct students. Why is this? Very often, by narrating students who are on task, you will cue the off-task disruptive students that you are on top of behavior, and the students will choose to get on task and follow directions.
Zenobia's eyes are on me and she's showing me that she's ready to learn. Xavier's eyes are on me, showing me that he's ready to learn. Derek's now joined us, showing me that he's ready to learn. Michaela's ready to learn.
Behavioral narration is also an amazingly effective strategy to teach students to stay on task, especially during instructional activities. What typically happens during an instructional activity, be it you're up there teaching, the kids are working independently, is as a teacher, we get so involved in the lesson that we forget to monitor the behavior of the students. And again, what happens is we tend only to respond to the kids who aren't doing what we want. So we're constantly, cut it out, shh, I'm up here teaching, cut it out. You're supposed to be working independently, cut it out. What we're after is, again, monitoring students' behavior and teaching them that when you're following directions, I will recognize it and support it.
Who knows what the word rigorous means? Rigorous. It's a big academic word. Rigorous. R-I-G-O-R-O-U-S. I can tell Jasper is paying attention to me because his eyes are on me. I can tell Chester's paying attention to me because his eyes are on me. Who knows what the word rigorous means?
What do teachers do at the beginning of the year to utilize behavioral narration to keep students on task during an instructional activity? Or if they're trying to turn around a class where disruptive behavior is a problem. What they do is this. During an instructional activity, every 60 seconds, every minute, they stop what they're doing, monitor the class, find students who are doing what they want, and narrate the behavior. Let's summarize. Second step of the behavior management cycle, behavior narration. You want to immediately narrate the behavior of on-task students, especially those who are difficult. You want to narrate 2 or 3 students. You want to narrate before you correct students' behavior. During instructional time, you want to monitor students' behavior and narrate every 60 seconds.